Good day, dear students. Welcome to RA Online Dental. This is Dr. S. Mitra. I am Associate Professor from the Department of Conservative Dentistry and Endodontics. And my session today is going to be about dental waxes, especially about inlay wax. This is a very important question from the short note point of view especially in your second year BDS dental material paper. It is a commonly asked viva question also. Okay, let's go over in detail to today's topic, inlay wax. So the contents of today's class is going to be introduction. We are going to see the definition of dental waxes. Then we are going to see history, the sources of wax. We are going to see the uses of wax in dentistry, the classification of dental waxes, what is the composition of inlay wax, what are the types of inlay wax, what are the ideal requirements of inlay wax, how do you manipulate inlay wax for the direct technique and for the indirect technique, what are the properties of inlay wax, especially we are going to see in detail about flow and wax distortion, two important properties of inlay wax, then finally the conclusion. So come, let's go into detail now. First is the definition of a dental wax. What is the definition of dental wax? This definition is taken from Textbook of Dental Materials by Dr. S. Mahalakshmi. So, a dental wax can be defined as a thermoplastic modeling material that is solid at room temperature, and when subjected to moderate temperatures, it becomes a low viscosity liquid. So, what does the definition say? It is a solid material, it is something hard at room temperature, and when you heat it, it is going to become a liquid or something, it loses its viscosity, reduces, and it becomes a low viscosity liquid. So, that is about the definition. So, they can be fatty acids, alcohols, hydrocarbons. These are especially insoluble in water, however, they are soluble in most of the organic solvents. So, this is about the definition taken from Textbook of Dental Materials by Dr. S. Mahalakshmi. Another definition which is given in your Anu Service textbook is a dental wax is a low molecular weight ester of fatty acids with monohydrate alcohols derived from natural or synthetic compounds such as petroleum derivatives that soften to a plastic state at relatively low temperature. So, they are basically monohydrate alcohols, or they are basically esters that is derived from fatty acids or monohydrate alcohols, and they are mainly obtained from natural or synthetic compounds, and when they are heated there is a change of state, they go into a plastic state at relatively low temperature. So, that is what the definition means. Coming to these are the pictures to show you the different types of waxes. The first one, you can see the bite registration. As you can see here in this master cast, the wax is used, your bite registration wax is used, and the occlusal impressions for the maxilla and the mandible under occlusion, at occlusion, the position, the jaw relation of the maxilla and the mandible is recorded in your bite registration wax. And you can see your in your master cast, the die is fabricated, and you can see the die cutting is done, and you can see the indirect wax pattern that is made, and this in turn is completed made into a casting. Whichever alloy you are using, whether you using a base metal alloy or a Arden alloy or a complete gold alloy. So, depending upon the alloy of choice, the wax pattern is completely transformed into the particular alloy. And this you can see the base plate wax, which is used for the fabrication of your complete dentures in a completely edentulous patient having no teeth. Then this is coming to the sticky wax or the mock-up wax. As you can see here, if you are doing an aesthetic rehabilitation, for example, there is a diastema closure, or you want to do some shaping or spacing, close the spacing in relation to your maxillary anteriors, or aesthetic rehabilitation is done, or even a composite restoration is done, the mock-up can be done in your master cast or a die with the help of your sticky wax or mock-up wax, and you can show to the patient, and if the patient is happy, you can proceed directly. So, this is coming to the classification of inlay waxes. This is a general classification of waxes. So, we will see in detail about inlay wax in the subsequent slides. Now, this is the complete general classification of dental waxes. So, the first classification is based upon the source. So, based upon the source, you have natural waxes, you have synthetic waxes, and you have your additives. Under natural waxes, you have the 4 basic types, which is your mineral wax, plant wax, insect wax, and animal wax, which we have seen in the previous table. So, under mineral wax, we have paraffin, microcrystalline, orchierite, sericin, montan, and a bronze dahl. Under plant wax, we have carnauba wax, oricuri, candelilla, Japan wax, and cocoa butter. And under insect wax, we have beeswax. Under animal wax, we have the spermaceti. Under synthetic waxes, we have arak wax, aerosol OT, castor wax, flexovax C, Epolin N10, Albasa, Ado 33, Duravax 1032. Under additives, you have stearic acid, that is under this you have your glycerol tristearate, oils, turpentine, colorants, natural resins, and rosins like your copal, damar, sandrac, mastic, shellac, and kauri. Under synthetic resins, you have your L-wax, you have your polyethylene, and you have your polystyrene. So, based upon the applications in dentistry, this is the second classification of waxes based upon the applications in dentistry. So, the first one is the type of wax, pattern wax. So, it is mainly its main application is a inlay wax, and as a resin wax, and as a casting wax, and as a base plate wax. So, this is the application of the pattern wax. Next is your impression wax. The application of impression wax is for the corrective wax, and for bite plate wax, and for soft impression wax, and for the disclosing wax. So, these are the applications of your impression wax. So, corrective wax is especially for the corrective wax, and the bite plate wax is especially to record your occlusal bite registration. Mainly for occlusal bite registration, these 2 waxes are used, and the soft impression wax is especially used in your impressions, and the disclosing wax is mainly used for the indirect wax patterns. Coming to the processing wax, under processing wax you have your boxing wax, you have your beading wax, you have your sticky wax, and then you have your carding or blockout waxes, and then you also have your white and utility waxes.